Okay, I've seen people use ball joint presses to do these U-joints. That is just the most frustrating thing ever. I got these started, also making sure these kind of move around a little bit. Yeah, so these move around, they go all the way into their caps. Very important you don't get a needle flopped over, or else you're going to be hating life. I haven't done U-joints in a while, so I don't know my routine anymore. So I got a cap here, put the clip in, and then we'll just push this one down until it bottoms out. Okay, then we gotta just carefully push that down. Yes. And then we'll just kind of equalize them after this. And I put the clips in straight in like this. There we go. And then that way there's no chance of them being slung out when you're driving down the road. Okay, that bottomed out. I feel like the guys at Precision Transmission, I'm just shaking. Now these are going to be just a little tight, so what I do is I take a hammer and just ka-tink, 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 knock them. Let the metal release. Tap on that. Yeah, that loosened up a little bit. Cap started. Get the U-joint up in there. Oh God, this is so much easier than the ball joint press. Okay. Get the clip in there. This might actually be easier. Sure, just go right there, please. Looks like we bottomed out. Okay, that clips in. Nice. We didn't. I didn't mess it up. Oh yeah. Very, very nice. I remember what I said. Just give this a tap. And now they're both nice and smooth. I'm gonna start one cap first. And once we got her held in like that, we can kind of get that up in there. And we'll push her in. Make sure it's all the way in. We're going to push this down until we see the other side, the slot for the clip show up, which we got. Okay. Oh, don't be drinking when you do this. I have not been drinking, so just trying not to get angry. Being patient's kind of key doing this stuff. Patient and sober. Okay. Okay, that one's in. Might have to use my socket to push that down a little bit further. Oh, no you don't. That dog, I swear to God. That's the next thing to go into my truck. Guys are gonna want to stay tuned for that. Yeah, these seals are held up pretty good after the last 5 years. I got a little bit off-road. These sleeves were kind of a pain to get on, but I did it. I got it. Okay, so I got the spindles and everything installed, torqued to 65 foot-pounds. I'm gonna put the brakes and wheels on last because we got to put the steering in, and then I'll probably re-grease everything, and then I got the steering links back in. I didn't get the boots for them. I was gonna get some more new boots for the steering links, but I'm probably just gonna run them as is because I think sometime later down the road I'm thinking we're gonna do a different steering setup. Anyways, we're probably gonna get rid of the tie rod ends and do Heim joints and stuff. But I actually wanted to turn this. Yeah, both sides turn now. That's badass. So I'll put a bottle in here and then we're gonna put our limited slip additive in. This stuff stinks just as bad as the gear oil. We're full. So that took about 3.5 bottles. This towel is gonna end up going in the trash. New bearings, new gears, new seals. I was gonna go work on the skid steer today, but I told my friend that I'll do it tomorrow. I've got to get this truck back on the road. So when I put these on, I usually make sure there's no grease on the spindle, because if there's grease on the spindle, it might allow the bearing to spin, like the actual race or inner race of the bearing. We don't want it to spin on the spindle because it will chew up the spindle. I was gonna buy the Yukon gear and axle hubs for this, but I didn't. I don't think I can get C-clips on this at all. I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, that limited slip works. Oh man. That clanging you hear is my drive shaft. So we're gonna have drive shaft noise, I know that for sure, and I know what that sounds like. So that it's gonna have to get rebuilt, retubed to be a little bit longer. Steering is extra return to centery. The steering is definitely a little bit more, there's some more input needed. And I need different shocks. My front end's just kind of flopping around. Okay, this is gravel here. That's 4 high. I can actually use my 4-wheel drive now. Seems to steer okay. There we go. Yeah, the front just pulls it right along. Thought about stopping by the farm to see if AJ's there. Hey AJ. Well, 4 high. So far it hasn't blown up. Oops. And we're in 4 high right now, just moving along. Well, shoot. I just gotta block off all the fun. Can't even camp down there anymore. Maybe they're like, nope, people are having fun and we cannot have that. What happened here? This looks like it just got mowed down. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to get too crazy out here. I don't have a spare tire. Back in 2 high right now. I pulled over to just check. I did notice a little bit of gear oil coming out of the driver's side axle, but where it goes through, there was a pocket that was full of oil when I pulled out the oil shaft, and I think it's just slinging that. I hope my watch, I have to pull the carrier back out and replace the seals. Yeah, I've driven through this before in this truck and it was a lot of fun, and then they went and dug it all up and then they blocked everything off. Yeah, me and my friend Ron, we drove our trucks back there and camped. A lot of fun, but now we can't do it. Well guys, this truck now has 410 gears. Well, 410 in the rear and 409 in the front. Limited slip differential in the front, and we also have a limited slip in the back, but that one was used when I put it in and it's a little loose, which is actually fine. But the front here just, she bites. So, so far I haven't heard any weird noises from the differential itself other than my drive shaft being very, very vocal. But here soon I'm gonna send that shaft off and have it retubed so it's a little bit longer, and then the slip yoke won't be so overextended. And we'll have some new Spicer U-joints put in as well. So yeah, that's probably the last major project for this truck. It's just something that it had to be done. Well, I wanted to get done too. And now I can use my 4-wheel drive like normal again. And you know, we'll have to see how it does in wet snowy, icy weather. I don't know how the front's gonna act because it is kind of, you know, together, not locked, but they're together now. So we'll see how that does, but it does seem to pull pretty good. When I get on the throttle, it doesn't fishtail or nothing. She just goes. So at least in that mud patch right there, and same for the gravel. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. Just like I said, I'd like to get that drive shaft taken care of so it's not so freaking annoying. It sounds like it's going to explode. I gave the differential the old how hot are you test, and it's lukewarm. Like, you can hold your hand there and it's warm. Probably, I would say 90 degrees, maybe. So it's not hot. So that's good, because if it's getting hot, that means something's not right. And I think heat would be accompanied by a noise if this was not set up right. So, yeah, so the front drive shaft, I'll get that fixed up. The next thing I want to do, I think I want to put an air compressor in it and get my boat horn installed, which you heard me toot, I think, in this video. I can't remember. But yeah, anyways, I have some more things planned, but we're kind of getting into the less involved stuff as long as our axles hold up. We will come back probably in a month or two, and I'm going to change the oil in the front and just see how it's wearing in and make sure we're good there. And then the rear will be changing out again because it's on its first oil change after the initial break-in, and I want to check that out and make sure that's good too. I do want to make a point for some of you who are looking to tackle things like this to save yourself some money. Do some research, watch the videos, do searches on YouTube and look at axle rebuild videos, and look at some of the tooling that you're going to need at a minimum. For this Dana 44, I had to get that puller. It seemed like the bearing splitters just weren't going to cut it. But the actual carrier bearing puller tool, worth the money, and it takes the bearings off without killing them. So pretty happy with that. And you know, you're gonna need some space, a shop press. You know, I think those are necessities for work like this. But yeah, so far you guys have watched me tackle the Cummins rebuild. We did the 8.8. I think the 8.8, most of those videos are on the Johnson's Garage channel, but now we're on the Bull Ford 82. Now you've seen me rebuild the front axle. Let's see, what else did we do? Well, we did the transmission. That was also Johnson's Garage. On my other channel, of course. But, yeah, pretty crazy. You know, you set your mind to something, you can get a lot done. And in case you're wondering, how much money have I spent on the front axle? That includes all the steering stuff that we did in previous videos. I'm sitting right around $2,000 just in the front axle. Axle shafts, limited slip differential, that was $300 right there. The axle shafts were $400. The gear kit, that was $200. Bearing kit was $120. And let's see, what else? Steering gear, that was $346. The steering shaft was like $230 something. So I think we're right around $2,000. I'll have to do the math later, but I think we're pretty much right around there. Anyways, with that, we'll catch you in the next video. I think the next video, I don't know what the next video will be, but there will be one. So anyways, guys, take it easy. I'll see y'all later, and I'm gonna go home, debating on if I want to go to the boat ride. Maybe, yep.